This psalm is the last of a series of 3 psalms, which starts with the words Al Tashches. The story behind this psalm is that when David was playing for King Shaul music with his harp, Shaul was overcome by an intense feeling of jealousy, and he threw a spear at David, which almost killed him. And David ran away to his house, and Shaul sent soldiers after him to watch, to guard his house, to make sure that he couldn't escape. But David's wife, who was actually Shaul's daughter, claimed that David was sick, and he put a mannequin in David's bed, and David was able to escape through the window. So because he came so close to death, he pleads to God, and he says, Al Tashches, please do not destroy me and let me live. So it starts, Lam Natseach, for the conductor, Al Tashches, do not destroy me, David Michtam, for David a Michtam, a certain type of psalm, Bishlech Shaul, when Shaul has sent his messengers to surround the house, and they guarded the house in order to kill him. And he cries out to God, save me from my enemies. Decoy, my God, from the people that rise up against me, you should give me strength. Save me from the people who do evil, and from the people of blood, the people who come to kill me. You should save me. Kihine arvu lenafshi, for they lie in ambush to take my soul. Yaguru alai azim, and they gather together the people, the strong ones. And the reason why they gather up against me is not for my sin, God, but because of their jealousy. Beli ovein, without any sin, Yerutsun, they run, the kanono, they appear. So the reason why they're pursuing me is not because of my sin. Ura the krasi or a, awaken towards me and see what is the case. Now, until now, we were talking about Shaul. Now he goes on to talk about the nations of the world, and he says, "V'ata Shem Lakim." Now God Savos, the God of the legions, like Yisrael, the God of Israel, Hakitza, wake up, Lifkot Kol Hagoyim, to remember what all the nations have done. Al Tachin Kol Beig De Avin Sela, do not show favor to all the evil traitors. Yeshuvu La'erev, they return towards the evening, which is referring to the story, as we said in the introduction, that the soldiers of Shaul came to surround the house at evening, and they waited there till the morning. Yemuch HaKolav, and they howl like a dog, which refers to their lashon hara, their evil talk about him. They like their talk to a dog. And they go around the city like a bunch of dogs that search for their prey. Hina yabiyun b'fiyam, they spew with their mouths. Charavis b'sifseiseim, and the swords in their lips. Kimisha mea, and they talk as if no one hears, and there's not going to be any consequences. But v'ata Hashem, but you God tischak lame, are going to laugh at them. Tilag l'chol hagoyim, you're going to mock all the nations, and anyone who has caused me harm or caused Israel harm will be punished. Uzay, the strength of God, Elecha Shmeira, I await, Kelekim Iskabi, for God is my stronghold. Akei Chasti, the God of my kindness, Yikadmeni, should go before me and fight my enemies. Alekim Yareni Veshoirei. God is going to show me how my enemies will have a downfall. Al Targim, do not kill them in one shot. And Yishchu Ami, for my nation is going to forget about your wonders, and rather you should make them die slowly. Hani Emoi v'chelcha, deprive them of their wealth. Veridemei maginenu Hashem. I cast them down, our shield, my master. Dvar chatas pimai, the sin of their mouth. Dvar svasemei is the word of their lips. V'yilachtu v'goinam, and they should be entrapped by their pride. This is referring to when they said, "Who's listening?" And really, God is listening, and He will take retribution. Because of the curses of falsehoods that they recount, they're eventually going to be ensnared by the retribution of God because of that. Kali v'chema, Kali, destroy them in your wrath, and Beneme, make sure that they're no longer there. V'yedu, and it should be known, Kilakim Moshe v'Yaakov, and that God rules in Jacob. V'afsi aret Selah, to the ends of the world, Selah. And now we'll repeat a pasuk that we said earlier. V'shuva l'Arav Yamu, they return towards the evening and they howl a call of like dogs to be saved here, and they return to and they go around the city. So this pasuk is talking about a later time, which before he was talking about the Jewish enemies of his time. Now he's talking about the enemies in the time of Mashiach, which refers to the days of Gog and Magog, which is referring to the time right before Mashiach's coming. Hema Yenu and Mechel, they wander around to look for something to eat, just like the dog. And in Vayisbu Vayalinu, and if they're not sated, then they have to just go to sleep and have to go hungry, which refers to the people of who are enemies of the Jewish people, either in the time of David or in the time of Mashiach, which means that they just have to go around hungry and not really have anything to eat. Ani asheru zecha, but I sing your might. David is saying, "Rani lebeika chastecha," and rejoice before dawn in your kindness. Why? Because you are my stronghold. Amanis b'yemtzarli, and you are a refuge on the day of my distress. Uzi, you are my strength. He says to God, Elachaz Ameda, to you I shall sing. Kelekim Iskabi, for God is my stronghold. Alekei Chasti, God of my kindness.